Well, look who it is. The Happy Gardener 26 and Haunted 55 and Tactical Pest Control. Sarah, good morning. You know what? Hold on 1 minute. I gotta do something. So much better. Good morning, sheepdog. Good to be in here. Happy Friday. Amen. Project Management Prepper. I like that name. That's cool. Kelly OPSEC. Thank you all for being here. I want to talk to you real quickly. Crazy Canuck, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm a Minnesotan. YouTube censorship is real. They're starting again. So they've demonetized a bunch of our stuff. And yesterday I was watching our subscriber count just bounce all over the place. So yesterday we had 94.4 thousand subs. Today we have 94.4 thousand subs. Even though I watched the numbers jump around all day yesterday to the tune of about 250 subs either direction, back and forth. You could watch them go up and then come down and go up and come down and go up and come down. So if you would like to contribute to the actual functionality and perpetuation of this report, you can find us at Patreon. Patreon.com, it's /TJ Morris NTX Mag, or just search for Bear Independent. And there is, you'll find this logo. There is a link in every video that I do. Every single video. It's in the description. You can also find it in the community section this morning. Bear on Patreon is legit. Thank you, Slow Chuck. I just shot a video this morning before this on my body armor philosophy, because we've been getting that question a lot lately. So that will post in the near future. But Patreon is legitimately the economic engine that fuels the Bear Nation. The reason I bring this up is because the demonetization of videos on YouTube, it's not the money that I care about. Believe me, it's not a lot of money that comes from doing YouTube. What it is when a video is not monetized, the algorithm at YouTube does not grab that video, does not serve it up to other people. It does not get it out there into the ether. It just kind of sits there and dies on the vine because nobody knows about it. So demonetization and jacking with my subs is a constant thing. It's a game that YouTube and I play. I'm on record saying it over and over and over again. I don't like them, they don't like me, and neither one of us is shy about it. So if you wake up tomorrow and this channel ain't here anymore, it'll still be over at Patreon. And if it ain't still over at Patreon, you'll find us at bearindependent.com. So I would encourage you to please go check out Patreon and sign up for the newsletter at bearindependent.com. Fair warning, everybody. So, welcome. Intel at bearindependent.com. This is the Intel dance. I hope all the monkeys are in their cages doing this. I guess I have two dances. That's the Intel dance. Intel at bearindependent.com is the place that you send your intel so that we can share it with the rest of the class. Okay? Okay. Good morning, Rick. Good morning. Bear Independent Intel Report 26 June Overview. The number of confirmed cases worldwide and in the United States of China continues to climb. As of the time of this reporting, the official numbers are as follows. Global cases, 9,658,000, with 3.9 million of those being active. Global deaths are 488,000. Frankly, that number's not going up very fast, which is good. It's good, but it's not going up very fast. Global recoveries, 5,245,000. U.S. cases are just shy, 6,000 shy of 2.5 million. Well, actually, 5,036 shy of 2.5 million, with 1.3 million of those being active. Good morning, Scott Ziegler. U.S. deaths are 124,804. U.S. recoveries are 1,045,000. Now, cases are spiking internationally, which will cause more disruptions to the infrastructure, economy, and society of this country and the world. Again, these numbers regardless of accuracy, and I in no way believe them to be accurate. But again, these numbers, Bama Buckeye, good morning! These numbers, regardless of accuracy, are the basis for legislative and economic decisions which will directly impact your life. So Did he? Biden told you that? I'm not surprised by that. In Biden's world, it might be that. Bear vitamins and coffee time. I've never had bear vitamins. Are they chewy? Or are they like Tums, like the Flintstone vitamins? So, thanks, Reynaldito. Spent some time in the sun yesterday. The popcorn is done. Roger that. Racially, the pause. Raffle tickets to win a beer with Bear. Now that's an idea. Let me put that on the board. The security is going to be epic, though. I'm just letting you know right now. Beer with Bear? Question mark. Let me think about it. Would y'all actually want to do that? Tell me in the comments right now. Do you want to do that? Iced tea? Daniel, you can bring your iced tea. I love it. I'll fund the beverages just because. Man, you gonna go broke real quick. Yes. We already do Beer with Bear over Zoom. We do that for the high-level patrons every other Thursday. I'm in line to get tested right now due to symptoms the last 2 days. There are at least 500 cars here. Most of them look like they're tailgating. Swamp Woman, bless you for the intel. Thank you. Yes, no beer. Coffee, yes. Barbecue and beers with Bear. Okay, and bayonets. Barbecues, bayonets, and beer, Mitch. Glass of wine. Is it dark beer? You know it's dark beer. Bourbon. All right. The Buzzed with Bear tour. There we go. Whether you're buzzed on sweet tea or coffee or bourbon or beer. Buzzed with Bear tour. Raffle a prosperity consult. Do you know we actually gave away a prosperity? Sorry, I have big thumbs. Do you know we actually gave away on Patreon as the loot box 1 month? We gave away a prosperity consult. So, all right. So I got it on the board. I'll talk to my staff about it. Founders, oatmeal stout. Yes. Samuel Smith chocolate stout for the win. For the win. Bear crawl. Let's do it. Fry breads sounds good. This is going to be a party. Okay. Like, sir, you're in violation of Executive Order 5219, congregating with 10 or more people. But like, this is Oklahoma. They're like, oh yeah, our bad. We forgot. Carry on. We have drums here. Don't worry about it. Okay, the racially segregated mask mandate has now been reversed after, quote, shocking racist backlash, end quote, according to the officials who say they would expect such from other parts of the country, but not from their own coastal communities. Now, the mandate is self-executed, and no one can, of any skin color, can be harassed for not complying. An excerpt from an official statement says, quote, we would encourage you to think less about the possibility of your rights being violated and think instead of the heightened feelings of risk that people of color in your neighborhoods daily endure. Yes, the medics can, Vikings blood mead, amen. And yes, we'll have some medics for sure. If we gotta run fluids, we'll run fluids. And by run fluids, I don't mean like beer bongs. The virus is racist. I like that. So to repeat, if you're not aware, yesterday, 2 days ago, we reported on this community in the Pacific Northwest, I believe, that was requiring, by mandate, only white people to wear masks. Okay? Since then, after a shocking racist backlash, they've mandated that it's self-executed that you wear a mask and anybody of any skin color will not be harassed for not complying. However, the excerpt again from the official statement is, we would encourage you to think less about the possibility of your rights being violated, well, F you, and think instead of the heightened feelings of risk, no, that people of color in your neighborhood, I'm a people of color, endure daily. Let's talk about this just briefly. Just briefly. I am 1/4 Native American. 1/4 Cherokee, Choctaw, and Creek. The Creeks, by the way, were the ones who were like, hey, we're bored, let's go kill all those Seminoles. Might be where my anger streak comes from. I don't know. Quarter Osage. Amen. Okay? So in addition to that, I'm also mostly German, and then some English, a little bit of Scottish, like 1% French. Never dropped a rifle in my life, though. So forth and so on, right? So I'm like 3/4 typical white guy, 1/4 American Indian. My relatives are on the Trail of Tears. You ever hear me bring it up? Nope. Apache here. Amen. I can qualify for all kinds of free money from the federal government and the tribes. I don't. I choose not to. Not interested. I'm red as hell. You want to know why? Because my ancestors were red as hell. Oklahoma literally means land of red people. Now, does that mean that there aren't some people who, because of the color of their skin, have been treated less than ideally, anywhere from less than ideally to terribly? Yes, absolutely, this has happened. No, Ray, I will not take the money. Beholden to no man. The money I have is the money that I earn. If I can't earn it, I don't want it, okay? Beholden to no man. So yeah, I've got red American blood in me. I've got that in me, and I've also got Native American blood in me. So all y'all are trespassing, go home. I hear Ireland's nice this time of year. Ha ha ha, or whatever. Okay? Irish Americans were traded as slaves and indentured servants. The Polish were treated terribly. Germans at times were treated terribly. American Jews have been treated terribly. African Americans have been treated terribly at times. To the extent that there is systemic racism, it just picks which subcategory of human it chooses to target for a period of time. Have there been transgressions made by this country when it comes to race and racism? Absolutely. Did I walk the Trail of Tears? No, I did not. Has anybody within the sound of my voice actually been put in chains? No, you have not. Has anybody here been sold into indentured servitude? Good morning, NWA Prepper, bless you. No, we have not. Are things perfect here? No, they are not. But they are a far sight better here than anywhere else in the world. And if there are issues here, they are a shadow of the issues that we have had heretofore. Things are getting better, not worse, people. Now, I know that's hard to believe because the world's on fire, and I've got to share this with you. I have a friend, a brother. I have many who are in law enforcement, but recently I spoke with this brother, and I can't give you all the details of the conversation that we had, although I'm hoping to in the near future. I'm waiting for an official communique with what I can talk about and what I can't talk about to come back. But this person was deployed to a rally where there was a lot of Black Lives Matter and a lot of Antifa. And this person in uniform said, you know, on the news, you hear about how crazy things are, and to the extent that I've contributed to that, I apologize. He said, on the news, you hear about how crazy things are, but he said, you know, there were a lot of people there, and I went into a gas station to get some stuff, and I had people in Black Lives Matter t-shirts holding the door for me, coming up to me, talking with me, thanking me for my service. Thank you for this. You know, he's like, we had your typical white punk Antifa kids who were, you know, talkative with me. And he said, so the perception is that the wheels are coming off. He said, but the reality is, at least for this person, that's not been the case. And so we need to be careful that we don't take the macro picture and apply it to our micro lives, because, man, I'm blessed. We're all blessed. Raise your hand if you have been enslaved. Raise your hand if you've been forcibly marched across the face of this country. Raise your hand if your people were forced to work for 7 years and at the end of 7 years got nothing but the clothes that they were wearing and the axe that they learn to use. So, there you go. We got to remember how blessed we are. And I mean this, Bear Nation, because we are commanded to be the light of the world. And if we are running out there putting all this bad energy out, putting all this bad stuff out, and I'm not saying we are, we're not helping, we're hurting. Okay? Okay. Brad Spriggs, we got it pretty damn good. Agreed. We got it pretty damn good. This is getting married count. Hey, man, you took that vow. All right. The National Guard has been called on to help in Wisconsin after injurious current clashes over historical monuments and after a senator was beaten by rioters. I want to talk about that real quick. Real quick. I'm going to do a standalone video on this, but you are the first responder. Now we have the National Guard showing up to fix our problems. This is something we've talked about at length here at this channel. National Guard is deploying into areas, has been deployed into areas, notably Minnesota, Minneapolis, around there. Do they have ammo? Don't they have ammo? Are they going to use this to enact their will at the point of a gun? Personal responsibility, okay? Especially in this day and age of defunding police. Which is, we all agree, is stupid. It's a bad idea. The police need more funding, more training, more love, more support, more compassion, and the few that are bad actors, get rid of them, okay? So, yes, more of all of this, not less. But you are the first responder. You don't need the National Guard. You are your own EMS. You are your own police or security force. You are your own fire, and you are your own disaster relief. Let's very quickly go through this point by point. You are your own EMS. Maybe there's something going on in your town, your neighborhood, your whatever. TA, that's a great point. That they can't get to you, or they've been defunded, or you're too far out. They don't know how to get to you. Do you have some kind of medical kit? Some kind of medical kit. And I'll tell you this. Hold on. Public service announcement. Hold on. This is an M-Fasco little EMT bag. It's like 80 bucks on Amazon. And I get these, and for my own personal car kits or for the homestead, I put on this side tourniquets, usually 2 cats and 2 SWAT tees. So tourniquets on this end, then I'll take a Sharpie and write tourniquets here. And then on this end, I put a bunch of 5x9 gauze, tape and gloves. Gauze tape gloves on this end pocket, tourniquets on that end pocket, and then in here, you got all kinds of stuff. Band-aids, rolled gauze, disinfectant, wound closure. No, there's no wound closure in this kit. You could add steri-strips or sutures, shears, blah, 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 blah. OTC meds, all that in here. And so for about $150, you got a pretty comprehensive kit, which you should learn how to use. And I make zero money by telling you that because I care less about making money off of your need for EMS supplies, emergency medical supplies. I care more that you don't die because you didn't have it, okay? So, you are your own EMS. You're your own first responder. Can you treat wounds? Do you know how to at least stabilize a patient? Police and security. Need I say more? If they are defunding police in your neighborhood, do you have community watch? Do you have a neighborhood watch set up? Do you have patrols if you need them? Is there a presence in your community? Is it? Do people understand that, hey, this is not the neighborhood to mess with. That's not the building to try and break into. Popping a blister live on camera. Ah. Sorry, it was distractifying me, right? Fire. Are you set up to deal with fires at your place? I mean, everybody loves to talk about, Bear, what plate carrier do I need to survive the end of the world? And I'm like, the one that fits, carrying the plates that you can afford. But do you have a fire extinguisher near your kitchen? Not in your kitchen, because if your kitchen's on fire and you got to run through the fire to get the fire extinguisher, now you got a problem. Near your kitchen. Do you have one in your barn or your garage? Okay? Fire. And then disaster relief. FEMA has made it very clear. Not only is the whole country shut down, we don't have any money. So what can you do as part of your MAG, mutual assistance group, your team, your tribe? Survival prepping for normal people. Great channel. Good morning, Brother Kyle. I'm not wearing the Got Tribe shirt today, but I wear it regularly, and I think about you every time I put it on. Not in a gay way, but close enough. So, disaster relief. You're your own disaster relief. You are your own first responder. So do you need the National Guard, or do you need to make friends with people and do the things? B, make friends with people and do the things. All right, with that, Burrillville, wow, this is gonna be a long report, or most of this is gonna be on Patreon, one or the other. Burrillville, Rhode Island is the first formal First Amendment sanctuary town after a formal document was issued by the town council against the governor's executive orders and restrictions. Good job, Rhode Island. Good job, Rhode Island. Appreciate you, Badger. I see you working. Experts are concerned about the tensions between the U.S. and China, especially after a near collision between destroyers from each country in the South China Sea. Nose of Maddox. Bless you, the nose. Thank you. Yeah, and hey, man, listen, 1.4 thousand people here, 270 thumbs ups. Come on, let's get them numbers up, man. Bump that numbers up, nation. We need this to combat YouTube and their ridiculousness. Okay? Okay. Thank you. BearIndependent.com. What can you get at BearIndependent.com? All the things. My wife wants me to tell you about these shirts. I think they're really cool. Y'all see that? Goats and Hose. That's right. Goats and Hose. And in fact, it's kind of washed out because I got such bright light right here. But that's the Goats and Hose t-shirt. And I like that this goat has a little bear tramp stamp on its ass. That's pretty cool. Goats and Hose t-shirt. You can get that at BearIndependent.com. And shout out to Mr. Brees for coming up with that logo. If you need professional work done, Mr. Brees. So that's the Goats and Hose shirt. I mean, they're so cute. Look at the little goats. They're so cute. So cute. Goats and Hose t-shirt. And then, of course, custom built, handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. First aid kits. Hand sewn by Brother Cody at Sojourn. Look, you can still see the chalk. In all the colors. In all the colors. We got your black. We got your gray. We got your red. OD. Multicam. Coyote Tan, Marpat Woodland, soon to be old school Woodland, and probably not multicam black anytime soon because multicam is a pain in the ass to get, and it costs me a lot of money because multicam is owned by Cry Precision, and every time I buy some, I understand why it's called Cry Precision because I want to cry at how much it costs. Desert Marpat, maybe. So, this is the active shooter response kit. We sell these kits to all kinds of people. This is usually the type of kit you'll find on a plate carrier for tactical firefighting. Yes, that's a real thing. But anyway, so also schools, small businesses, but especially in schools, small businesses, on boats, in your Jeep, wherever, right? Purpose built to deal with gunshot wounds, lacerations, stabbing wounds, arterial bleeds, sucking chest wounds, etc. So Molly's on, does the thing. Pop this open. You got your SWAT T tourniquet right on the top. The reason I like the SWAT T, in addition to the cat tourniquet that is inside of here, is because the SWAT T works regardless of the diameter of the limb, which means I can use this on a 3-year-old if I need to. God forbid I need to use this on a 3-year-old, but I can if I need to, right? This will work on a toddler. It will work on, yes, cheetah print is available. It would work on my thigh or your toddler's arm, okay? Just quick, just like that. So SWAT T up here, and you can use it to make pressure dressings, to make splints, so forth and so on. That slides out of the pouch, and then you've got your insert inside, and then you've got your surgical tape, the same surgical tape that has had the disaster coffee taped to the whiteboard for days now. 3 days, 4 days. It's good tape. It's not junk tape. It's good tape. Tension pneumothorax, exactly. For tension pneumothorax, you need a legit decompression needle, like the one that you'll find right there inside of the kit. Look at the stitching, folks. Look at the stitching. There's your decompression needle. Polar bear print. So you got your surgical tape, 6-inch emergency trauma dressing, Gen 7 cat tourniquet, nitrile gloves. In this kit, you've got an emergency blanket. And then down below, down the bottom pouch, you've got 2 strips of quick clot in here. Then you've got your stack, your 2 full-size hyphen chest seals, 2 5x9 gauze pads, nasal pharyngeal airway, and 7 1/4 inch. Got to rip wood. Shalom, brother. And Tiger King prints as well. They're the best. 7 1/4 inch shears. And like I said, lots of quick clot in this kit. So purpose built for dealing with an active shooter threat. And we sell a good number of these to schools, which is unfortunate, but I'm glad they're there. To churches, which is unfortunate, but I'm glad they're there. And to all kinds of people. You can get this kit in any color you want. Well, any color that we offer. It doesn't just have to be red. But we do the red for public bleeding control. And so if you have a situation where you have the potential for public bleeding, which unfortunately is more and more the reality these days, this is a great kit for that. And if you need 10 or more, email me. Yes, also on pirate ships. You can email me, ntxmag@gmail, November Tango X-Ray, Mike Alpha Golf. For any of these kits, we can do bulk pricing and custom contents at 10 or more. All right, cool story, bro. Get back to the freaking report. Don't tell me how to live my life, Internet. I'll do what I want to do. Okay? Okay. Fine. Be that way. All right, we will. Coffee. We need coffee. Oh, and also if you're a patron, you get promo codes hidden in the daily report every day for the Bear Store. 2 or more eyewitness accounts. Continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Repeating, the Federal Reserve ain't got no coins. Repeating, another wave of the impact of the food supply chain is expected as COVID-19 cases swell again due to similar policies remaining in place, slowing production. GNC has now filed for bankruptcy. It's getting real, y'all. It's getting real. Mark Chase, shalom. Legal, political, and military. Repeating, governors are beginning to pause or reverse reopenings as cases spike dramatically. Masks, travel restrictions, and mandatory quarantines are being required in more and more areas. Be aware of that, especially if you thought things were going to get better, and they kind of did, and then you made travel plans, and now things are getting bad again. What's your most sold kit? Bare Minimum and Coyote Tan, for sure. The Bare Minimum is purpose-built for dealing with gunshot wounds in a tactical environment. See, you need the Molly. So, the number 1 kit we sell is the Bare Minimum and Coyote Tan, and the number 2 is the Bare Fac in Coyote Tan, without a doubt. Great question. The Los Angeles County Sheriff said in a live stream that he would be increasing concealed carry permits by as much as 400%. It is very difficult to get a permit in LA due to the policy that people must demonstrate good cause for needing to carry a firearm. Well, I think we're there now. The world's on fire and there's some virus ravaging the entire planet, and some random dust storm is blowing in here. Locusts are eating all of the food. Cartels, because of the increase in legalized marijuana, are now pushing opiates super hard again. So thank you, T. Kongable. So be aware of that. Yeah. Murder Hornets, exactly. Gecko Print is cleared hot. We are a go on Gecko Print. So yeah, you probably want to be carrying a gun, okay? So, Mississippi's lieutenant governor has said that he is open to the idea of changing the state flag, which includes a Confederate symbol. Do what you got to do, bro. Hours before gyms would have been allowed to open, a panel sided with Michigan's governor. They will now remain closed. Societal and general repeating. I don't know why, but I just felt like I got to shout out Concentric Electric, all those cool people at Concentric Electric, Dawn, Mike, Scott, Matt, everybody else at Concentric Electric. If you're listening right now, have an awesome day. We love you guys. You're the best. Don't touch those contacts together and turn into charcoal and get thrown off of a ladder. Don't do that. Be safe. Okay. Matt Watts, good morning. Petitions to change historic names and defund various police departments continue, as do removals and vandalizations of historical monuments. According to some BLM rhetoric, white religious imagery may be targeted next. I talked about this yesterday. Got a couple of very interesting emails from people that said, Bear, it's not nice what you said about Catholics. And so I'll just repeat, Catholicism is not biblical. Just so we're all on the same page here. It's wizardry, it's extra biblical, it's nowhere found in the Bible. And if you're worshiping the mother of Jesus, you're not following what the Bible says. And if that pisses you off, this might not be the channel for you. Shaloha. Have a wonderful day. In North Carolina, 3 police officers have been fired for racist rants in North Carolina. Some of the content did sound legitimately racist and somewhat alarming. Many are leaving the expensive area of San Francisco, and the demand is plummeting for real estate, as is the reliability of tenants. 1 in 13 tenants have broken their leases in the last 3 months. 465 illnesses and 1 death have resulted from salmonella from backyard chickens. We actually have a "What Would You Do" coming up on how to not die from backyard chickens. So it's kind of funny. Lots of people are getting backyard chickens, and we need to talk about that so that y'all don't die of violent diarrhea. Please and thank you. I don't want y'all to die of violent diarrhea. Okay? AdventureFrontier.com are our brothers that we love that sell armor. If you're trying to hang out in the big igloo, but you don't yet have armor, McPuffy, bless you. Probably a good idea for you to get some armor. You can get that armor from AdventureFrontier.com. Do they have armor? Yes. Do they have IFAKs? Yes. Do they have fluffy bunnies? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to hear back. I put in a request for fluffy bunnies. Haven't heard an answer back yet. My guess is probably not, but I don't know. Maybe when you're adventuring, you might find fluffy bunnies. There's probably some fluffy bunnies out there on the frontier somewhere. No fluffy bunnies yet. The rioting will affect the supply of fluffy bunnies. Roger that, NWA Prepper. So, armor, check. IFAKs, check. Fluffy bunnies, eh. But hey, Meatloaf has taught us that 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You can go to AdventureFrontier.com, use promo code BEARNATION for $10 off your armor, and believe me when I tell you, there's no markup on armor, so the fact that they're giving you a $10 bill because you watch this stupid show every day says a lot about the kind of people who they are. Tactical cats named Potato, there can be only one, and I guarantee you that Aspen would win against you in a fight for that cat named Potato. So, to repeat, armor, check. IFAKs, check. Fluffy bunnies, not so much. AdventureFrontier.com. Single accounts, insider intel, miscellaneous. In Washington, where the governor has mandated masks in public, a couple will have to close their small bar because of the mask orders and lost business due to social limitation rules. More and more businesses are closing and or selling. People are fed up. I have a really interesting point here. And it sounds something like, in Washington, F you, governor, I'm gonna go to work so I can feed my family. And if you are in a state where you find yourself in a position where the governor is saying you can't open up, I would say that you should make the argument, assuming that you actually believe this, because I do, that in the Bible, I just so happen to have one of these right here. If you're a Bible, one of those crazy Bible believing people, I got that comment recently as well. Somebody's like, oh, you're one of them Bible thumping people, unsubbed. It's like, welcome to the channel, a-hole. This is how we do things here. What am I looking for? Page 1157. 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy. Missed it. 1 Timothy 5, verse 8. Gosh, these pages are all stuck together because it's brand new. There it is. And command these matters in order for them to be blameless. And if anyone does not provide for his own, and especially for those of his household, he has denied the belief and is worse than an unbeliever. He who does not work has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So, in the New Testament, right here in 1 Timothy, right there, can you see it? If the government says, yeah, you can't go to work, well, actually, I am commanded to go to work, and if I don't go to work, then I have denied my faith and am worse than an unbeliever. So, F you, I'm going to go to work. They say, well, you can't. Now you have a First Amendment issue. Timmy! That's right. Now you have a First Amendment issue. Every time I read this Bible now, I'm going to be like, so everybody flip to 1 Timothy 5, verse 8. Ashley, I'm very sorry to hear that. I really am very, very sorry to hear that. I hate to hear that. So, you've denied the faith and you're worse than an infidel. You don't get to tell me that I can't go to work. I'm going to work. Alrighty then. One man works in a dye house and masks are required. It's becoming harder and harder to breathe when the mask is wet and the temperature is over 100 degrees. Hypoxia is one of several concerns, but the managers still require mask wearing as a policy. That's low oxygen levels in your blood because of restricted breathing or environmental factors. And the results of which are first, a little bit of confusion, kind of like being drunk. Things are slow, blurry, your speech is slurred, your fine motor skills are degraded, and then gradually from there becomes worse and worse and worse. You get sluggish, unresponsive, and then you go to sleep, and then if you don't rectify the issue, you die. Yes, like Joe Biden. Exactly. Hypoxia turns you into Joe Biden. Don't let that happen. Please, somebody go to the Wikipedia page for hypoxia right now and adjust that. All right, a viewer notes it is getting very difficult to find ammo and that it sells out quickly, even online. Agreed. Agreed. International tensions continue around Venezuela. Russia has emphasized a strong commitment to prevent any attempts at regime change and has expressed solidarity with Venezuela. The U.S. has increased its military presence in the Caribbean and recently sailed a destroyer near the coast to make a statement to both Venezuela's Maduro and Iran. So, yeah, Whiskey Alpha Romeo. That's exactly right, Carrie. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Where can I get one of them? Right down there in the bar. The locust swarms are ongoing. The damage to crops may cause widespread hunger in at least 23 countries, especially if no aid is received. And now the 5th interception of Russian warplanes has occurred near Alaska. And according to a survey from Sydney's Lowy Institute, Australian trust in Beijing has plummeted. In 2008, 52% trusted that Beijing would act responsibly on the world stage. Now, only 23% believe the same. Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in Beijing. Actionable. Make sure your fire extinguishers are ready to go, because while firefighters are cool, they're hard to carry around. Be aware of the upcoming availability of explosives, aka fireworks, and the subsequent risks, nailed it, they may carry in these times. Be in communication with your neighbors, sheriff's department, or PD, and be prepared as possible as a group for potential civil unrest. PJ the Underdog, bless you and thank you. The new firearms transaction record form has all of your buyer info on the first page. Make sure that nobody takes those pics, the best pics, not like the pics that all these Democrats like to send to underage women. I'm talking about the pics, the best ones of the front page of your form that has all of the intel, the best, all of it on there. And don't let just grab it. Suicide is on the rise, even among children who are sequestered at home. Love people, hug on people, not in a creepy Joe kind of way, but let them know that they are loved. Be there for your people. If you cannot acquire a freezer for meat, remember that pressure canning, pickling, and freeze drying are options. Also consider looking into alternative marketplaces like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for individual sellers of freezers. Alternative food resources include the Asian supply stores, the Amish, Jonas Yoder at the Mennonite store, restaurant supply stores, and local farmers. You can form groups to buy direct and process live. Shout out to you, Bells the TV. If you cannot obtain medical supplies, bearindependent.com, midwife and veterinarian supply stores. And if you cannot obtain seed, plant your dang pantry. I am happy to announce that in the next Grindstone raffle, which will be occurring shortly, there will be a whole bunch of seed from the Burning Hearth Homestead. And it's gonna be awesome. The best. Plant your squash, people. Let your potatoes grow eyes, the best eyes. All of that, more eyes than the NSA. Put those potatoes in the dirt. Dirty, dirty potatoes. They'll sprout forth like lions jumping on the plains of the Serengeti. Delicious lions with butter and sour cream and salt. Believe me. Stay politically vigilant and active. Now, Sanctified Supply Co., the best, tremendous Sanctified Supply Co. They make this shirt. They made this shirt that you can't get anymore because the Bear Nation is awesome. They also make this sticker, Stay Humble and Kind, which you can get on a t-shirt, on a hat, on a sticker, on all kinds of things. They're just a couple of crazy kids trying to come out of her, my people, moving from the Babylon of Oregon to the sanctity of the wilderness of Missouri. And they need help, but rather than beg for your help, they figured, you know what's cool? Capitalism is cool. Bear Nation is awesome. Capitalism is cool. How about we sell a bunch of t-shirts instead? They are 80% of the way there. They need to sell 100 more t-shirts. So, if you're paying down your debt and you're paying your bills and you got food in your pantry and food growing in your backyard and you got money left in your pocket, please consider supporting any of the small businesses here at the Bear Nation, including Sanctified Supply Co. You can go there, get an awesome t-shirt. They are awesome people, and I highly recommend it. I think amongst our immediate Bear clan, we have like 12 or 14 Sanctified Supply Co. shirts. All of them the best lions, potato lions. So, Sanctified Supply Co. Go give them a shout. Tell them Bear sent you. They're the best. Silver linings. Oh, While you're there, you can use promo code BEAR for 10% off your order. They need to sell 100 more shirts. Please help these crazy kiddos with a dream sell 100 more shirts. We love them. They're the best. Go say hi, Bear Nation. Go say hi. Bob Barker's here. You better remember to spay and neuter your animal friends, okay? Just saying. An engaged couple has graduated from being minor preppers to being seriously into preparedness. They are gardening, canning, and improving their personal protection inventory. Quote, my fiance lost a lot of faith of his over the years. I believe due to his experiences in Afghanistan. When he first started listening to Bear, he would turn it off when Bear would start praying at the end. I've noticed the past few weeks he doesn't turn it off anymore and appears to be listening. I'm so thankful to God we found Bear, and it has possibly opened a door to restore his faith. Bless you and everything you all do. Bless you. That's the Father, it's not me. I have a video that I would recommend you watch, and there's no shame in this. It's called Father God Loves Soldiers. Please just listen to that video. Father God Loves Soldiers. If you have blood guilt, PTSD, if you have seen yourself doing things that wreck you and you're uncool with that, if you have demons that you need to fight and you don't know how to fight, we got your back, man. That's a big part of what we do here. And it takes us first humbling ourselves and getting out of our own way so that we can admit, yeah, there's something inside of me that is all messed up, and I got to fix this thing before it consumes me. And when you open yourself to that process, it gets hard, but it gets good. It gets really, really good. Also, the AVT, the Angry Viking Therapist, really, really, really good channel. A guy that I haven't even met in person yet, but we've talked a couple of times, and I just knew that there were people here at the Bear Nation that needed to hear what he has to say, and so he's started a YouTube channel talking about these kinds of things. And so I would recommend you go check it out for real, because yes, we are all broken, but we have to learn how to deal with this brokenness inside of us, lest it break us completely. So, bless you, brother. When you're ready to come on home, we got you. We're here. Don't bear that burden alone. Do not bear that burden alone. One viewer had a birthday party with friends. The Intel staff says that the pictures were beautiful. Another contributor is meeting and befriending neighbors, beginning to form a mag, and is passing Bear's YouTube videos to a lot of people. Bless you and thank you. Another viewer said, quote, since this pandemic began, I have invested in a food dehydrator and have been dehydrating meat, fruits, and vegetables every weekend. I have signed up for a critical skills course where I will be learning to build a fire, build a shelter, and first aid. I have also signed up for their map and compass reading course and their plant identification and use course. Lastly, I began learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to learn empty-handed skills. Thank you for lighting the preparedness fire. That is awesome. That is awesome. You can find local food resources and like-minded people at the forums at bearindependent.com. You can find Prepper Classroom digital downloads, Bear Facts, t-shirts, hats, stickers, patches, and other stuff, emergency supplies at the store at bearindependent.com. Grindstone is still looking for an attorney and a grant writer. We are in talks with several people, but if you are an attorney and a grant writer and you want to volunteer your time like everybody else at Grindstone, shoot us an email, grindstoneministries@gmail.com. To support Grindstone, you can drink some coffee. Disastercoffee.com. The best freaking coffee potentially on the planet. That's the pandemic blend, and I love it. You can get dressed with the sanctifiedsupplyco.com, and you can go to the Amendment number 1 Preparedness, Amendment1Preparedness.com. And pre-order yourself a ham radio, drop by and just tell them thanks for supporting Crazy Canuck. That's a bad link right there. Grind, not grind, but it's okay. You're Canadian, I don't blame you. Amendment, the #1 preparedness.com. Drop by and tell them thanks for supporting Grindstone. As always, please continue to send your intel to intel@bearindependent.com. We cannot do this report without you. So intel@bearindependent.com. Patreon, again, thank you to the patrons. We would not do this show if it was not for you. I started this talk by explaining a little bit about how YouTube does what it does with people that it doesn't like. And a big part of that is demonetization. It's not because I need the revenue from YouTube. It's because content that is not monetized, the algorithm does not touch it. And so it is not algorithmically encouraged to go out into the ether that is YouTube. It's not suggested, it's not shared, it's not made public, it's not there. It's there, but it's not there. And so that's a big part of how YouTube shadow bans people, is by demonetizing their content. And so the algorithm doesn't touch it. They also mess with our subscriber counts, which affects how the algorithm works. And in general, make it more difficult for people, including people who are subscribed to this channel, to get our content. So, repeat. Repeat. If you would like to be able to continue to see this show, Patreon is the place to be. We 100% of the time are able to do what we do on Patreon. Does Patreon have a perfect track record? No, but they've been good to me. So patreon.com, search for Bear Independent. Barrier to entry is $1 a month. If you don't like it, you're out $1. If you do like it, welcome. We're happy to have you. It's so worth it. Glad I made the jump. Make the jump if you're able. Bless you, Project Management Prepper. I appreciate that. And also, our Patreon is not run as an I love me, you love me, give me money page. That's not what it is. There is anywhere between 30 and 100 exclusive pieces of content at Patreon, in addition to everything we do here on YouTube. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. So YouTube censorship is real. They don't like us. We don't like them back. They're demonetizing our stuff, which affects the algorithm's ability to promote our content, which is why they do it. They're messing with our subscriber counts, all of which falls under the banner of shadow banning. So if you'd like to perpetuate this show, patreon.com. With that, let's talk to our Father in heaven, who knows every hair on our head, who loves us unconditionally, even though we are all a bunch of screw-ups, who chases us relentlessly. Doesn't matter how fast we run, his arms are longer than our legs. He's the best thing that ever happened. The Alpha and the Omega, the Aleph and the Tab, the same yesterday, today, and forever, the beginning and the end, and should be the focal point of our life and our day. So let's talk to him. Father Yah, thank you for an opportunity to do this. You are incredible. The enormity of who you are and how you work blows my mind daily. And I am honored that I get to be just a little bit involved in what you do and how you do it. And I am humbled when I see the way that you work, because I am fully aware that the things that you do in us and through us is not because of how awesome we are, but it's because of how awesome you are. So, Father, thank you for the opportunity to do this. Thank you for my team. Thank you for everybody, for the admins, for the Intel staff, for the Bear Fact people, for the people that are sewing and creating product, for the people who are stocking, for the people who are running the store, who are keeping the wheels from falling off, for the moderators, for all the people who are out there in the world feeding us intel. Thank you for this thing that we get to do. And thank you for creating a way for us to stay fed, to stay blessed, for the provision and blessing that is your mighty hand in our lives. I pray that you just continue to use us in that regard. Father, thank you for walking with us to make us a little bit every day, a little bit better today than we were yesterday. Father, if there's anything within me that's not of you, anything within the sound of my voice that's not of you, I rebuke it in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach and command it to flee. I pray that you'd fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, that you would be indwelt in us, that you would bring with that indwelling strength and power and authority and wisdom and discernment and compassion and love and a fullness of understanding, that you would use us to accomplish your will here on earth until you come home again and set all things right. The people would come to know you because of us. The people would be better for you because of us. And that in the doing of, we would experience the abundance of your provision and blessing, Father, that you would smile upon us this day, that you would stretch out your mighty hand, and touch us, give us what we need, fill us up, and utilize us for the good of the world, that we would be the light, that even when it's hard, we would go anyway, that when it's scary, we don't give up, that when things are uncertain, we rest in the knowledge of you and how awesome and powerful you are. That as the world burns, we are sanctified and set apart and experience you, not Babylon. That we're founded on a rock and that our faith is infallible. Father, thank you for this. Thank you for the opportunity to do this. And thank you for everybody within the sound of my voice. I pray this in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. Amen. Bless y'all. Go be the light. There is enough craziness going on out there. Go be the light, be the strength, the wisdom, the compassion, the love, the discernment. Go be the hands and feet of your Creator and experience the abundance of His provision and blessing.